Thanks, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here today. Well, not to be here, but well, yes, to be here, not there, but somehow, well, I think we can do something remotely. So yeah, my name is Ignacio, and I want to talk today about the latest version of the Sonicmaps platform, which is a locative audio platform and a web app. And this is something I started in 2012-13 when I was still finishing my PhD there at Novars. And it's very much influenced by Ricardo Clement research on locative audio, which started at that time. We did a number of soundwalks in Manchester, and I started to use this to try to compose pieces using this tool I developed for it. And so this it was running for a few years, but yeah, after some time this app started not to be very reliable on some devices because Google keep changing the software of the OS. And so recently we had the opportunity to revamp the project thanks to some funding from the European Network for Digital Creativity. And so this is what I would like to present today. So locative audio, most of you might have heard about this. It's a way to use sound to augment our experience of place using sound, using geolocative technologies. So in my case, I'm using GPS. So it's like, for me, when I started some time ago, it was like using physical space, real physical space, as a white canvas to organize sound. So it's a way of composing, but instead of using time, using space to organize sound. So for that, I had to develop this application, which was originally made in Unity 3D. Although now I'm using just JavaScript running on a web browser. And I want to share my screen so you can see a little bit of it. Okay, so share screen. I will also share computer sounds so you can hear the sounds. Start sharing. Right. Can you hear can you see my desktop now?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Maybe there was some delay.
Close your video.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm going to close this.
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah, okay. So everything is running in the browser. So if you go to recursivearts.com/Sonicmaps, that's the main website, and you have some information about the platform there. So yeah, you can read that later maybe. And I'll explain a little bit how it works. So it's basically made of two components. One is the editor, the Sonicmaps editor, which is the tool we use to create the tours, the soundbox. And then we got a player, the Sonicmaps player. And this is an app that runs on iOS or Android devices, or even on your laptop or desktop computer. Because as it's running on a browser, you just need a compatible browser. Any modern browser like Chrome and Firefox, Safari, should work. And so, yeah, when we want to create a project, we start using the editor. So I've got it here, and yes. So as you can see, it's a map. We start with the map. You can change the view to satellite view, for example. You want to have some more detail of some places. I might go to Manchester. Okay, so yeah, somewhere here. University should be there. Oxford Road. Yeah, here. here, Coupland Street, yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe this photo I can see better now. So you are somewhere there right now, I guess. Yeah, so you have a number of basic tools that you can use to create sound areas. They're on the top left of the screen. And so the basic one is the circular one. So you just click on the tool and then just drag and create your circle like that, right? And you can also draw polygons, which is something that we couldn't do in the previous version, the version 1. So now we have also polygons, and so you can do something like this. As many vertices as you need. Okay, that's the main two shapes you can do. And so once you created those sound areas, what we do is we can select a sound for it. So on the right part of the screen, you have the area properties, and so you can even type a name for this area. And so area 1, this one is going to be area 2, okay? And then you select the sound for it. So the idea is that when we go outside with our mobile device using the player, and the GPS will will track your position, and the sounds will be automatically being triggered as you enter those areas walking. So you don't have to do anything. So let's do an example. So maybe this circular area, I want to place it just in front of Novars. So we also have an edit area here, edit tool. And then you can drag circles somewhere else. And so yeah, I think that's Novars building there, more or less. So I will place a sound there. I'll save that. So select the sound area. Then using on the right side, I click on browse, and then I select a sound. You can upload sounds from your computer, like clicking here, you select the sound you want. I've got a number of them already in my library. So let's use something good here, like this one. So you can choose that file, and now that file, as you can see here, it shows the name of the file, and it's attached to that area. Maybe this one, then I will also move that to the street. I think this is bridge for the street or turn. Okay, this is the long street accessing the building. Okay, here I save that. Okay, then again select another sound. So let's have, for example, this one, which is actually from the project we did recently for the Royal Music Association conference. It talks about the Ferranti Mark I computer, which is in Coupland Street. So, actually no, this one, Bridge Street, yeah, that's the one.
Behind the physics department, on the Bridge Street side.
Yeah, so I'm going to have the sound there along the street. And there is there are a number of options you can tweak, for each area. And the main one is the volume, how loud you want that sound to be. So you have up to 10. This is like full volume, so which would be the original amplitude of your audio file, but you can attenuate that somehow. So yes. Then also you can have a fade in and fade out effect. So when we walk in, the sound will slowly fade in according to this value here. So we've got 10 seconds. So we'll take 10 seconds to reach the maximum volume, the volume you selected. So by default is 0.1, which is like nothing. Immediately it will play it. And you have a fade out time, the same. When you exit the area, you select how long it's going to take to stop the sound, to fade out the sound. So by default it's 3 seconds. And you can loop the sound. So if you're still in this area and the audio file finishes, and then it will start again. And then we have layers. You can select a layer. What's this? Okay, so sometimes when you have too many sounds, for example, it's a way of grouping them. So I have this, hold on, okay. Yes. So let's say I want to have a sound which is covering a large area, like that. This one could be something like that, right? And then I want to have smaller sounds inside. Oh, sorry, my phone. I went to mute it. Okay. So I want this sound to be inside here. So in order to work with different layers like that, like some zones inside other zones, that's why I'm using layers. So the big one would be layer 1 in the group 1. And then those smaller ones, I will have them in layer 2. So, because actually, you see, I kind of click on the small one here now because it's underneath the other one. That's why I use that. So I will put that in the second layer, and now this one is on 1, so it will be always on top. It's like Photoshop in a way, where you have these layers one on top of each other. And then you can organize them like that. And if you want, you can hide one specific group like that. Okay, so you can organize your materials in that way. Right. What else? Okay, recently we implemented the distant attenuation, which is like a sort of spatial sound. And so it works like this. So this big area, let's say, have another sound here. For example, this one. Okay, it's like background music. So if I enable distant attenuation for this area, that means that the volume inside this area won't be the same like before everywhere, but it will be the maximum value. You will get the maximum value at the center of the circle. Then as you move away, there will be some attenuation. It will reduce the amplitude, just like in real physical world. The closer you are to the source, the loudest, and so on. Okay, so if you want to test your project without having to go to the player, going outdoors and doing it like that, you can do it in the editor like this. We have a listening option. It's like remote listening option, which is this button on the top. So listen, okay. Then you get this icon. It's like human guy icon there, and you just simulate your sound walk. So you can say we are on Oxford Road. Did they have sound here? Yes. Okay. And so if I enter this area.
Behind the physics department, on the Bridge Street side, grew a complex of extensions, some of which dealt with...
Okay, there's a fade out, 3 seconds there. So this one, the big one, is a spatial sound, so it has distant attenuations, kind of 3D sound. So if I enter, it's not very loud. You won't hear anything. But as I get closer to the center, it will increase.
Behind the physics department, on the Bridge Street side, grew a complex of extensions, some of which dealt with electrotechnics, broadly what is now called electro.
Right. And I already mixed those two sounds in the center. So we had this background music, increasing as we get closer to the center, and we had this voiceover.
Behind the physics department, on the Bridge Street side.
That's why I thought it was very interesting from a compositional point of view, because it's like in a musical score, you have different instruments which are overlapping each other. So in a way, it's quite similar, but using space instead of timeline. Although you can have a narrative in using this locative audio approach, and let's say because space and time are related somehow, right? So, because to walk from point A to point B takes some time. So, in a way, we have time involved. And so let's say I did something wrong here. Excuse me, I did that. Okay. Get back. So yeah, what I want to use this new tool now here is on the left top, and is the route tool. So this allows you to draw a route for kind of guide your users. So you can tell them, okay, this is the way you need to go to listen to the piece in the right order. Maybe some linear narrative. So then we have sounds starting from here, then another sound here, and then we might have some along the street here. Okay. Then another one somewhere there. So yeah, this route tool is useful for that, because otherwise, if I don't have the route tool, if I delete that, obviously people might not know where to go first. So they might start here, maybe on this one. This is the end of my narrative, and it doesn't make sense if you start from there. So you need to start from point A, sorry. And so it's useful to have this route tool. Okay. So once you have a project finished, what you can do, you can just save it. So for that, provide the name. Also on the bottom right corner of the screen, you have the project details, which is the global details of the project, not just one area. So the audio is here, and project details here. You provide a title for it, so, and just some description and image if you want. That's optional. And then you can publish it. You can publish it, or you can just save it. So at the moment, I just save it because I haven't finished yet working on this project. So I just save it, and now it's in my list. So when I load my projects here, I get the number of projects. So this is the one I just created. Okay. Once you think it's ready to publish it for everyone, then you go to publish here. So publish it, and then you can choose the category. So if you think this is music art, okay, it looks like that. And select who is allowed to listen to your project. This could be only just me. I can authorize some people, so providing email addresses, and I can select who can access my project in the player, or just submit it for review for public visibility, so everyone can listen to it. And just press submit, that's it. So I think that's more or less the editor. Yes, good master sounds here. Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to mention. There is an option, as you've seen, to upload your own audio files, but you can also create audio content, like speech audio content, using text-to-speech technology. And so from this button here, text-to-speech, you can type something there, and it will convert it into speech. So say, welcome to Mantis Festival in Manchester. Yeah, okay. And then you select the language. And currently there are those languages you can see here. If you need another one, you can ask for it. There's a possibility to include other languages, but it's English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Norwegian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Swedish. So yeah, I want to use English because that's what I wrote here. And just provide a name for the file. So let's call it Mantis and convert. Okay. Now it should be in my library. So if I look for Mantis, here it is. Okay. So let's listen to it.
Welcome to Mantis Festival in Manchester.
Right. So this is a quick way to create content. Obviously, it's not the same quality as when you record a real voice, but for things like local news, which you have to change every day, or you want to do some kind of project where the quality of sound is not essential, but it's more the content itself. It might be a good option to create content easily by using text to speech. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, but for the sake of time, because we have another speaker, I wonder if you will be able to take a question or two from the floor.
Yeah, sure. Can I first just show the player for a second?
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that was the Sonicmaps editor part. So once you publish your project, then you go to the player. The player is something that you can look for yourself. If you go to this URL, so recursive, or just Google Sonicmaps, it's easier. If you Google Sonicmaps, it should be the first result. Then you go to the main website, and down here in the player section, there's a button that says Go to Player. So you can use your mobile phone, your smartphone, to go to the player. So you go to the player like that, and now it will ask you for permission to use your location. So just say yes to that if you want to use it. Because we need to obviously we need to track your position to do the sound walk. And then you can see the projects around the world. So I want to show you some examples. We started just a month and a half ago, so there's still not too many, but there are quite a lot here, very interesting in the Hamilton area in Canada. This is not too far from Toronto. And so some students were doing some projects for a master's degree, and they're quite fun to listen to. The plane is very similar to the editor in visually. You just have a map, and then you have these markers. Each of those markers is a project, right? It's a sound walk, and you can see the details of it. So this one, the T of Master, a collection of hammers and pieces of advice for the average Mac student. So this is a very interesting use of the tool. So it's a way of providing some useful, informative content for the students in the campus, but it's very funny the way they presented it. So if you click open here, then you will load the actual sound areas. And one good thing is that we don't need to walk to Canada to listen to it, but you can use the remote listening option, which is this icon on the bottom left of the screen in your device. And it's in the same way as in the editor, you get this icon here, this human icon, and then you just can walk into the areas. So.
Welcome to McMaster, a school of 30,000 students, all with their own stories to tell. Throughout this project, feel free to walk around campus. As you do so, you will discover hidden stories from places you're at, spilling tea of sorts. Please join me on a journey of gossip and storytelling. That's all for now. XOXO, Gossip Guy.
We're going to the park area.
Ah, yes. Are your feet deep in the waters of a giant puddle? If so, it's probably early March and you're standing in what's commonly known as Lake McMaster. The spring runoff always tends to pool in the middle of the SU field, causing major blocks on student walkways. My suggestion is to swim to class or be late. Both options work just as well. XOXO, Gossip Guy.
In the player, if you click on the magnifying icon here, you can select to show all of the projects again, or you can look for a specific project using a number that the creator will provide you with. So I'll go here. This is another one which is very good as well. Very original. So this is like athletics, space, and so they made like kind of real life Mario Kart. So it's like making a race with sound. So you start here.
Greetings. Welcome to real life Mario Kart. Please begin at the indicated starting point. You will hear the countdown. Then you can choose to walk or run along the track to complete the race. Complete one full lap around the track to complete the race. Good luck.
So there are a number of waypoints along the circle, and so you get different effects.
Here we go!
Then, yeah. So this one in yellow is because it's loading. It's a bit large files. It's taking a little bit longer. There we go. Okay. So we made it to the finish line.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks very much
Yes.
for your talk.
Thank you.
Will you take one question from the floor?
Yes, sure.
Any
Let
questions?
me back to screen here. Okay.
Any questions? Any thoughts? Yes.
Just a quick one, but with the app, does it need to be downloaded? Does the sounds need to be downloaded? Or does it just stream in real time?
At the moment, they're streaming in real time, yes. But yeah, we're planning to make an offline mode so you can download the whole project, so you can go without an internet connection and experience the project, yes.
In fact, it used to be non-real time before.
Sorry?
It used to be non-real time, so it used to be downloadable.
Yes,
Unity.
indeed.
Okay.
Mhm.
And is there a restriction on the file type that you upload? Is it WAV files or MP3s or?
At the moment, we're using MP3 because it's convenient because of the size, especially you want to stream the audio. But there is a possibility to implement other types, like WebM. I don't know if you know that format, which is actually very good because it has much better quality than MP3, but with the same compression ratio. So that's the next thing I would like to implement. To have WAV files, it's an option, but they will be quite heavy. I don't know if it makes sense in this context.
Yeah.
Unless you download the project, yes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
So thank you, Ignacio. I think we have to draw a line to the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And,
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon. Yes. Thank you very much. Bye now.